How much money is generational wealth? Well, we're going to get right to it. Statistically, if families have between 5 million and 10 million, that is enough invested properly, taxed properly, the right structure properly done in generational wealth and legacy plans to actually create generational wealth, which means generations after generations after generations make it happen. So to do that, let's talk about a few things. Number one, how do you leverage debt and good debt to amplify your situation financially to get you there faster? Number two, how do you diversify a few more income streams? A lot of you are high income earners, which means you're overpaying taxes. And any of you making over 47, 48,000, you're overpaying taxes. So you have to start a hustle, a side hustle, some other kind of business. A legal intent to make money is what the IRS says. So we're going to help you select, depending on your state and depending what you want to do, what kind of company you should have. And then that company, an LLC, a limited partnership, S Corp, C Corp, whatever a team decides, which is a tax planning and a structure for protection decision. Usually 3 or 4 people are in that thinking. It's not just go to LegalZoom and go grab a cheap entity or Secretary of State and grab an LLC. May or may not be the right one, depending on what you're doing. So we've got to diversify income streams and have more of them. So you have more option to get more money in play for number 3, which is how do you create a bigger rate of return and a more developed strategy in your investing. So to do all of this, you need one big thing. It's called knowledge. You have got to lean in. I am telling my clients, I have so many clients, they want the result. They want this result, right? They want this result. They want the legacy. They want this. But they haven't even read a book. They haven't got any more knowledge. You haven't listened to my YouTube channel. So I'm telling you right now, subscribe. This is the fastest way to consume daily content in anywhere between 6-7 minute bites to maybe 12-15 on a longer video. Every once in a while, I might do a 20. But for the most part, like you need to be here every day and at least consume something. Grab my YouTube journal and start recording your knowledge. Like you've got to learn how to make new money, how to use these corporate structures. They're not mine, they're yours. I can teach you what to do, but you're the one behaving with how you're paying bills. So if we set up your whole strategy, the whole thing is laid out for you, and you still pay your phone, your vehicle, a lot of things that are legal deductions through your company, but you're still paying personally, you don't get the deduction. You can't commingle. So there's some behavior in shifting what you're doing. The number one excuse why people don't work with me isn't because they can't afford it, because I am the most reasonable guru in the world compared to some that are charging $65,000, $40,000, ridiculous amounts for 1 year, and then it expires. We don't do that. We have it's like a country club, but lifetime membership. You join once, speaking of generational wealth, and you never have to pay again for you and your family. As you come in, you know how to come in knowing I need to learn a whole different skill set. Because a lot of you, it's the behavior of we can set the structure, but until you shift your behavior, which means you out in the street with your personal credit card or your debit card and your business credit cards. Which do you think I'm going to tell you to use more? Your business credit cards, but you've got to shift the bills. There's a behavior of shifting it. Oh, my number one thing that everybody says, I don't have time. It's like we all have the same clock. And I know some of you get irritated when I say that, but we all do. We all have the same 24 hours a day. How we use it and who helps support us while we're being in that 24-hour day. Like I have so many people on this team that make this machine run. You see me out here, but believe me, I've got dozens of people behind and beside me making this machine run. You've got to have better teams. You've got to have a better system. You have to consume the knowledge and lead the team and shift the behaviors, because without shifting the behaviors, you're doing the same clock. You don't have time. You're doing everything wrong in the time you have. You have to do everything right in the time you have to shift this strategy to a better result for you to become a faster millionaire and create generational wealth. So here's some fascinating statistics, right? And it's actually a new word I just learned in doing some research for this. So statistically, although I said earlier, which is true, 5 to 10 million will get any family generational wealth and clicking along well. 70% of families will lose their money after second generation. And my estimation of that is because you didn't clearly define in the trust how the money could be allocated. Most trusts just have a distribution to the kids or to the beneficiaries, versus you don't get the money just to get the money. You have to behave in a certain way to have the money, or you're not in the will. You're not in the trust. And by the way, you have to have a trust to stay out of probate, not just a will. Here's the even more disgusting statistic. 90% lose all of their money by the third generation, which means your grandkids, because they weren't trained right, will blow all your money. So this phenomenon, which is a new phrase for me too, is shirtless sleeves to shirtless sleeves in 3 generations. And statistically, it's 3.2 generations blow all the money. So it is up to you, the generator of the trust, generator of the plan, to say, this is how you will behave to have this money. There's things called non-depletion trust, which means you can't deplete. You don't get the money. You actually have to write a business plan to actually be sustainable enough to borrow some money. And then you use the trust like a bank. That is one of the most sustainable Rockefeller strategies I've seen, is they use debt and leverage good debt to actually grow a lot and acquire a lot within the trust itself. And it's not depleted through generations. They've done the best job at it. And I have studied them implicitly. So what do you do to have generational wealth? First, you have to put a number, put a goal. Is it 5 million? Is it 7 million? Is it 10 million? Now, some of you say, well, I'm in my 50s, 60s. It's a little late. If you can qualify for some darn good health insurance, and upon your death will trigger $5 million of life insurance into trust done right, and then the strategies that we're going to put together for you, you'll make it. The other ways to make it is you need more income. You've got to create more income in the strategy. So what are your other side hustles? Are you going to get into real estate? What are you going to do? How do you use debt? Remember, debt's just the cost of money. So if you're like behind the curve on your generational wealth plan, again, life insurance into a trust and the strategies the way we do them could get you there, but you have to die. So while you're alive, what can we do? You need to make some more money, right? New income streams, new real estate. So using debt, for example, if you were $100,000 in debt, because we could help any of you with good credit get $150,000 for 20 months, 21 months, 0%, that's free money. You put that 100,000 to work and make 12, 15, 18% on it. Now you've printed 12,000, 15,000, 18,000 of new money. Now you get that invested and you start compounding it. Pull out a little compounding calculator and just do a little math on what it takes to actually see the compounding effects. In our strategy, we don't have a rule 72. We can actually do a double of your net worth in 3 to 5 years. If you create enough businesses that create enough money and you make enough and invest it properly using good debt alongside, there's your trifecta. That's a 3 to 5 year millionaire. It couldn't be laid out any clearer, but I know a lot of you over there going, now, how do I do it? You have to lean in. Call our office. A number is in the notes below. Get a one-on-one appointment with our team and say, I want to become a 3 to 5 year millionaire. I want this generational wealth plan to get sorted out for me because I don't have one. And just having a will and a trust in 1 or 2 entities isn't enough. It's got to be glued together, hence integrated wealth. The financial services world has consistent and insistent, like they are not moving. It's a segregated world. You get insurance over here, you get real estate over here, you get company here, you get bookkeeping here, you get taxes done here. It's so segregated and you're standing in the middle. You don't know how to put it together. So that's the path I chose, to advocate for you and be your guide to how to put all these pieces together that you're going to own. It is your generational wealth plan. It is not mine. So you have to really want to shift your daily behaviors, monthly behaviors, and then embed it into your trust so the kids behave the way they want, or your beneficiaries behave the way they want if you want to give it all away at the end. So before I talk about some of the strategies to invest in the diversity of what millionaires and generational wealth can hold and is really well done, I want you to subscribe to my channel. Be here 5 days a week and truly consume the content. Put comments in the notes. We have somebody on engagement every day out on this channel. If you want, you can always go over to askloral.com, ASKLORAL, ask a question, make a request. We have somebody out there monitoring that every day, making sure you have the questions answered. More importantly, be here. Be here and binge watch this channel. Share it with 10 people. I have people starting reading rooms just around this book. So everybody buys a book and you talk through, what are you all learning? What are you all doing differently? You don't need have me lead it. Now, for all of you to get on the same page, I'd love you to go to our Millionaire Intensive. It's a free event. You can upgrade to VIP if you choose, but go grab the Millionaire Intensive tickets. They're in your show notes below. And show up. Let me teach you and your 10, 12, 15 people that are part of your world what living corporate life is like. That means your spouses, that means your kids, especially in the conversation of generational wealth. Now, the big ending point to all of this is how you invest your money. And are you compounding it? Now, if you're parking and praying with a financial institute, good luck, because that is not what we're talking about. We're talking about you self-directing, you actually buying direct assets, direct gas and oil assets, not stock at Chevron and Exxon. You own the capital working interest of a well. You own aviation, not shares. We're not talking about publicly traded stuff. We're talking about private, which gives you better tax strategies and diversifying. RV parks, storage units. There are so many amazing different asset classes that you can invest in. I mean, just drive around from a common sense standpoint, your community. Somebody owns every business and every piece of real estate. My question to you is, why don't you own more? If you're truly honest with yourself about generational wealth, it isn't going to come out of thin air. You have to create it by making it, investing it, and paying as little taxes and one heck of a trust strategy to make sure those kids behave. Talk to you tomorrow.